Before I begin to analyze Mr. Heger's interview, I want to go ahead and jump straight into my second one, mostly for sake of time. We will be coming back to his interview later, though. For this second interview, I was unable to create an audio copy. The two of us met in a crowded restaurant, and it was not the ideal setting. I have, however, been given permission to dramatize our discussion. In this video, I'll have a written version of each question I asked, and I'll follow those by reading the interviewee's answers. If you don't understand what I mean, I think you'll catch on quickly. So without further ado, here is my second interview with Dexter Rosendale. I was in the Army, 5th Battalion, 11th Infantry Regiment. I served from 1967 through 1968. Just like any other young men you can imagine, chasing and talking about women mostly. Kind and good-hearted though. We would have done anything for each other. I don't feel like there's anything to miss. I can call a lot of them up any time that I want, just to say hey. It's the type of relationship that can't get weaker with time, you know? I've been to weddings and such since then. Well, what is often? I don't run into them at the grocery store, no. I would say no. I knew where this was heading before you described the fight, and I can relate for sure. I've actually been in similar situations. When you wake up next to, eat, breathe, live, and sleep next to a guy for years who you know would dance with the devil for you, you come to know a thing or two about respect. I don't know if this story is true, but those boys had it coming. If someone tells you differently, they're throwing you for a loop. No, I think I would resent the person who believed it. No, sir. I agreed to be here. Sure thing. Leaving. At the time, it was a questionable possibility. While the interview was taking place, Mr. Rosendale seemed very anxious and as if he was rushing our time to a finish line. I tried not to offend and took every precaution possible in order to ensure that he was comfortable. In the end, the interview was quite short and had almost a dark overtone. Though this is so, I appreciated his time greatly, and in the end, he helped me towards a conclusion. To me, through my interviews, it is obvious that there is a bond among military personnel that runs deeper than strictly their military affiliation. Both men mentioned it. Mr. Heger's did end up being quite subtle, but this was expected since I did not give him a prompt to answer in such fashion. You had to pay close attention to catch it. When I asked, what was your favorite pastime while not on duty, he reminisced of memories collecting coins and vacationing with his peers. He also described a friendly rivalry with a Marine. This friendship eventually led to an invitation of their ball. In Mr. Rosendale's interview, he spoke much more intimately of this brotherhood, but again, this is understandable given the nature of their respective questions. He, just as many before, carries with him a deep passion and respect for the work of our armed forces. Seeing so many of the negative aspects that come with the job through their experience, and still holding such reverence, speaks volumes to me. This is not only a familial bond that will continue to ring true in their lives, but one that will ring true for the entire history of our military.